Let me commence, let me commence this productive evening with a quote by Phil Jackson. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. Today's workshop will focus on quality membership growth. Let's remember that it's not just about numbers, it's about nurturing a community that inspires excellence, supports learning, and cultivates leaders. As we all know, each new member we welcome is a seed of potential. Our role is to provide the fertile growth for their growth so they become confident communicators and impactful leaders. Let us remind ourselves about the Toastmasters district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Now, let me reiterate on the online meeting ground rules. Please keep all the noise-making devices on silent mode. Please keep your camera switched on, but the microphone switched off unless you are scheduled to speak or have a question during the QA segment. I request you to send your question to the moderator, Toastmaster Vikrant, who will uh, get through your questions through the live chat. Please use Zoom meeting emojis to applaud the role players. Without much ado, to take the proceeding further and host this wonderful workshop, let me call upon this budding Toastmaster who joined the Toastmasters fraternity in 2024. He loves to untwist when life tries to twist around, and he believes in living life to the fullest. He's an engineer from NIT and an MBA from MICA. Please welcome with a big round of applause the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Vikrant Hande. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abida. District dignitaries, Honorable Speaker of the Day, distinguished and fellow Toastmasters, a very warm good evening to each one of you. I, Vikrant Handa, feel it as my absolute privilege to be an MC for today's session, session number 2 of District 105 TLI series driven by the DNA of growth. Growth is a virtue which is intrinsic to human mankind. We humans look for growth right from the moment we are born. We look for growth in life, in our careers, in our relations. And if we happen to be a Toastmaster, we are not just happy with our own personal growth. We look for growth of our clubs. The club, which is an icon of our manifestation in this fraternity of Toastmasters. Today, we are all blessed to have an array of eminent personalities who have been an icon of growth in themselves. And one among them is the one who joined Toastmasters in the year 2003. He has mentored and he has sponsored 5 distinct clubs. And he has been a mentor to so many mentees that he himself probably doesn't remember. He is the one who has grown from being an area governor to an audit chair to DTAC chairman, and he has the potential of, he is the one who raised the first Gavel Club in Oman in the year 2010. And the number has grown since then to a stupendous figure of 40 active Gavel clubs currently operating in Oman. And if you feel that the growth has been too much for him, then just hold on to hear a bit more. He is the one who is a member of ABC, Ha Ha He He Ho Ho, and Rediscovery Toastmasters Club. And that's not just all to hold him on. He still has moved on from being our club growth director, a program quality director, And by this time, you all might have guessed that I'm referring to none other than our current district director. May I request all of you to please welcome our district director, DTM Cyprian Mesquith. Over to you, sir.
I really like your introduction. Quite happy with your introduction.
Thank you.
Respected International Director, Region 8, DTM's Sujith Sukumaran, Program Quality Director, DTM Ramanujam, Club Growth Director, DTM Suryakant, Division Directors, Area Directors, and Toastmasters. It's nice to see you all for this program from the Club Growth team. And it is a great honor for me to introduce a very renowned personality who will be taking us through this program. This gentleman is a member of the Toastmasters International Board of Directors. DTM Sujith is a working ambassador for the organization. He works with the board to develop, support, and modify the policies and procedures that guide Toastmasters International in fulfilling its mission. A Toastmaster since 2006, DTM Sujith is a member of his home club, Star of Arabia in Dubai. He has held several high-profile leadership positions within Toastmasters and has attained the Distinguished Toastmaster designation, the highest level of educational achievement in the organization. DTM Sujith Sukumaran of Dubai is the Chief Executive Officer of Optimus Management Consultants and a lecturer at the University of West London. He has worked in the consulting and academia industries for over 18 years. In his role at Optimus Management Consultants, DTM Sujith manages business development and profitability, leads branding and outreach initiatives, and contributes to the overall strategy. DTM Sujith earned a Master of Science degree in Human Resource Management from the University of Manchester. He is currently working to earn a doctorate in Strategic Management from XLRI in India, expected to be completed in 2026. DTM Sujith is a managing trustee of Prerna, the largest disability advocacy group for the Indian diaspora in the Middle East. He was also one of the consultative committee members on the People of Determination Law for the Emirate of Dubai in 2007 and has been recognized for his work in the field of disability rehabilitation with the Zaid Inspirer Award. Reflecting on Toastmasters, DTM Sujith says, if someone makes the effort to come in for meetings, participate, take on meeting roles, or even listen and take notes, he or she will benefit from the collection of knowledge in the room. Let's welcome our International Director for Region 8 and our trainer for the Quality Membership Growth Program, District 105, DTM Sujith Sukumaran.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. I definitely know I'm visible. So, yeah, great. So I'll just share the screen. Just a moment. Kindly confirm if you can see the screen as well. Then I will start presenting. Are you?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So when Surya contacted me, and who's the timer, please, so that I keep a track of time. Who will be guiding me on the time?
I will guide you.
Okay, super, Surya. So when Surya contacted me earlier this week, he said he wanted me to do a session on quality membership growth. And that's a pertinent topic that most of the districts worldwide are needing to do at this point of time. Though District 105 has been rather successful in meeting its distinguished district and beyond goals. Uh, you know that there are issues on the ground in terms of certain clubs not doing really well. Of course, as district leaders at whatever levels that we're at, we would want all the clubs to do excellently well. So, from that point of view, the more you look at making things complex, the answer lies in extremely simple steps. So, I believe Surya has already shared an Excel sheet with a Google form and all for you to give your feedback on. So this presentation is based with that as the raw material and some of my thoughts as well. So we'll run through it. It's not rocket science, not much. So I think the first 15, 20 minutes or 25 minutes will be that. And then if you as leaders have certain questions, because that's where I think I can really get down and help you guys with what you're facing in your respective clubs. If we have time for question answers, we'll keep some of that as well. So the first of the set of what we look at as the roadmap in terms of five key elements of quality membership growth. Whenever you are actually looking at starting a club, or if it's a club which you're trying to resurrect, you need to look at the member profile and fit. And this thing does not remain constant. And why I say that is because sometimes you outgrow your club. Sometimes you change your job and move to a different location. Sometimes you don't like certain people who have joined that club after you and you can't get along with them and you need some other environment. So it's joining a club is sort of like buying a suit. You will outgrow your suit at some point of time, or the suit might get old. You're not married to your club. Of course, there are still some Toastmasters who have been a member of only one club for the last 25, 30 years. God bless their spirit, but today there is variety. You do not have to feel guilty that, if you're moving away from a club or taking a dual membership or taking a new club membership, it's like a divorce. It's not. It's just that you're understanding whether you are fit for that club or not. Because each one of us as members, we have our own individual journeys. We need to see what will accelerate that best. And that holds true for each and every member who moves from a guest, deciding even whether they want to join this particular club. And how will they come across that fit? For a guest, what I have seen is that the first three meetings make a big difference. The vibe, the snacks, the people, especially the two people who are sitting next to them on the left and the right, and what they are doing and how interested they are in that person. If they give them an experience that they cannot forget, unforgettable in a good way, then they will definitely join the club, no doubt about it. Then you need sustained activities where they at least get a speaking slot of some sort or a work slot of some sort once in two meetings. Otherwise, they're going to move. Now, what do you do with this if already your club has only 7 or 8 members and is really struggling? Well, the members outside don't know about it. At least those who are not yet Toastmasters don't know about it. Go for a renewed prospecting uh, campaign of sorts. Get in touch with your CGD, see what can be done on the ground. That's one. Number two, retention health. Now, this is also, tied to number one, but sometimes what happens, people lose jobs, people get busy, priorities change. You have clubs where, certain times you have 40 members paid up, but only 10 people come. And it's not because they don't want to be Toastmasters, it's because life has taken over. Sometimes it's because I don't see the incremental value of attending a club meeting, spending that 2 hours, driving for it 1 hour and coming down, and I'm not getting any quality. That is a big, ECG sign in terms of wanting to defibrillate and revive the club, because you need to understand every bit of programming on your agenda is multiplied by the number of people who are listening to and who are playing the roles. If members or listeners in the audience do not find value, they will look elsewhere. Number three, club culture and guest experience. And I can't tell you how much this is important, is because the outsider who is coming as a guest, they do not understand politics. They do not need to know politics. They do not understand personality clashes. All they see is that they're learners there with a want to maximize return on invested time whether they're doing a project or not. And it's often, of course, you have three types of members: one who only come when they have roles, one who do not want to do any roles but just want to come just for the company and for the samosas. And then there are some people who just want to come to throw their weight around. They neither do projects, they neither eat samosas, they end up demotivating few people also. So try to keep the third category of people outside of the club. These are people we don't need, however old they are, however senior we are. And I say that without any pinch of salt, because those kind of things destroy good districts. At the same time, you should not lose the first one third, people who don't know much about pathways, who are really eager to learn. The best of every member who comes in through that door or comes into your virtual workshop, your virtual club meeting, is first 2 years. I want all of you, like around 50 plus of us in this room, reflect back on how many years you have been in Toastmasters and tell me whether the first 3 years were not the most wonderful years of that. I'm not saying you're not having a good time now, but those of you who have been here for more than 10 years in Toastmasters, the first 3 or 4 years were probably your most wonderful, because that's when you were learning the maximum. That's when you were growing the maximum. That's when you were loved and appreciated the maximum. But my question to you is that love and affection, appreciation, growth should only be restricted to 3 years, or can you revive it? See, your journey in the club and ensuring quality member meetings and quality membership growth is sort of like a marriage. You're very excited in the first 3, 4 years, and then everything gets routine. Same way is like your journey in Toastmasters. If you do not revive and keep the spice and magic alive, now some of you are looking at me on the screen. In Pathways, what kind of spice can you bring? Then that's the content of a different workshop. Then we should do a PQD workshop. I will tell you that also. But there are so many things you can do. If you do it in a very simple way, which is not relevant to the stakeholders, and if you keep taking your members for granted, and you don't do this on purpose, but you're like, it's the same 20 guys, whatever we cook today, they will eat. Don't do that. They will lose interest and they will go away. One of the case studies recently, I was in Pune. We went to a demo meeting of a club called Alliance Bernstein. They're a bulge bracket investment bank in the US. Tons of money. They can, uh, believe me, the area director only went to charter one club. They have enough money that they can charter two divisions if they want to at one shot. But the fun part was 13 people were registered to become members. 7 people were still on the fence. We could not get 20. You know why? The team which went for the demo meeting, they were talking about motivational speaking, inspirational speaking, and all that. These guys are investment bankers. They don't need to be motivated. They need different kind of speaking. They need to understand how to break down complex financial topics, how to sell, how to persuade. And the CEO of that branch, he was like, I am ready to give you 7 members right now. If you can convince me that what you do in Toastmasters enhances the skills of investment bankers. And I took a 45-minute session, and then he's like, nobody explained that these competencies are also part of pathways. And then we're like, hello, light bulb. What is the CGD team and the open house doing? I went there as an accidental guest. We ended up converting the club. That's a different story. It's for Pune. But check. Are you customizing the sale? Are you customizing the value proposition? I have 100 other things to do. I can scroll Instagram, watch Netflix, spend time with my family, go for a round of golf, do whatever. But why should I come to the Toastmaster Club? What incremental wow factor am I getting? Our personal superpower as an organization has been the power of human interaction. Everyone says, now is the age of AI. I will say, Toastmasters, we are in the age of HI, which is human interaction. Nothing can beat that. Artificial intelligence will come and go, but human intelligence and human interaction is here to stay. You have to look at what kind of value you are giving in that area. Number 4 is probably the most static variable. Learning path and value delivery is largely a mandate of the PQD per se, to ensure that club meetings and club curriculum is standard. But there also, you need to have a strong mentor-mentee system, at least when the new member comes in, or the disgruntled member, or probably the DTMs, the don't talk to me guys, who have been been there, done that. Now, what value can they add to the club? You need to ensure that they are also taken care of and their needs are met. Long ago, we used to have a document called the member interest survey or the member interest form. I think still it is there. But it's not only to be administered within the first 6 months when a member joins. You should do it every 6 months of every year, like twice in a year for every member. Even if that member has been around for 25 years, because you might get to learn something new, like what is it that is making him or her stick there still. And leadership and vision. See, you have three officers who are probably, the PQD, the CGD, the district director. All of you are also area directors, division directors, and, club officers or whatever. If I ask you, what is your vision for this year? Now, the PQD, CGD, DD have their own vision that is very clean and clear. But as an area director or a division director, if your answer to me is, net growth of one club and, getting all those percentages, I would say you're in the wrong business. If your answer is to ensure delight for every member who walks into every club meeting of yours, of every club under your area or division, then I think you have a great vision. Because then the question will be larger, that how do I mobilize resources and ideas to get there? And your district, by the way, has amazing thinkers and there's no dearth of good ideas. It's just that, you're not asking them enough. There are several people I can name, because I've been, Oman was very much part of my district when I was district director in District 20. We were all one big GCC district. So I know several of your leaders there. And I can tell you that there's no dearth of ideas. But the question is, as leaders, when you're encountering bottlenecks, are you reaching out for help? As a area director, as a division director, you are not in a silo. You are not alone. There is no shame in raising your hand and extending your hand and saying, please help me if you have any leads, if you have any members, if you have any referrals. Because at the end of the day, it's one big, large district. It doesn't really matter. It's not a question of an individual club or an individual area or anything. Let everyone grow together. That's very, very essential. Next, member profile and fit. When you go deeply into this, recently in Dubai, I got a couple of inquiries. They were very specific. They were like, I don't want to go into a club where everyone is single nationality or two nationalities, maximum three nationalities. Do you have a club where at least 5 to 10 nationalities are there of different diaspora? Probably English is not their first language, second or third language, and they speak differently. And also, I need young members and older members also. I'm like, okay. I had to scratch my head, and I knew only 3 or 4 clubs out of the 150 clubs odd in my district, which is 127, my home district, just because we don't have the data. So for the CGD homework assignment, do you know what is the diversity per club in your district? How many clubs have multinationalities? How many clubs have what kind of demographics in terms of age and profession? And are you in a position to give that data and recommend a prospect to things that he or she might want? That is very, very critical. Goal alignment. You need to ask every member who's enrolling in your club, whether it's a prospect or a dual member or even a resurrection member, what are you hoping to achieve in the next 1 year? Don't go very long. Don't ask for a 3-year vision, 5-year vision, nothing. Ask them next 365 days, what do you want to achieve in Toastmasters? And how can I help you achieve that? If you don't know what you want to achieve, can I suggest some 2, 3 things to you so you can feel happy about it? And discuss with them and get that. And then they will not leave you. And then conversion success, monitor your guest to member conversion rate. There's a famous quote which says that the graveyard is the most richest place in the world because it has the dreams of so many people who died before they could achieve them. Same way, I have another quote which says the guest book, if you have one in your club, is probably the graveyard of dreams. So many names and numbers. Nobody bothered to follow up on any of that. I can tell you, established clubs, anchor clubs in your district must be having fantastic guest books. I don't know whether you still maintain manual guest books or you're doing Excel or WhatsApp groups or whatever now, but whatever your data point was, in my district, I can tell you several anchor clubs have amazing guest books, but less than 20% of these are followed up or converted, or you don't even know whether they are in the country. The fun part is several people, they come to Toastmasters, attend a couple of meetings, stay loyal for 1 year, then they drift apart. They're still in the country, and all throughout in their mind they have that desire. I hope somebody called me so I could go back to a Toastmaster club someday. You know how many people we have found randomly in malls, and we recognize their face and they say, come to the next Toastmaster meeting. First thing the person comes back to the meeting, he says, why didn't you come back last 2 3 years? Where were you? It's like, I was in Dubai only. I didn't do much, but I was always wondering who I should contact. I always wanted to come back, but nobody called me back. So it's sort of like an unrequited love story. Seriously, I'm telling you. So think about how many faces must have passed through that door. Did you invite them again? Are you keeping in touch? People remember people. They don't remember clubs or organizations. It's about how you make them feel. So this is global statistics. I'm pretty sure every district in the world is facing this in some degree or form, some districts more. The average Toastmaster club loses 40 to 50% members annually. This is a fact. Clubs with exceptional retention rate, 70% and above, share these practices. Basically, they track and analyze why members leave. Not like after they leave, okay, so what, they've left now, nothing can be done. Like, that's not the idea. Get your data. Today, you can, with all the technology available, you can conduct informal stay interviews. Like, don't focus on those only who left. Get testimonials. Those who are staying in your clubs, even if it's a 8, 10, 15 member club below 20, why are those 8 or 10, 15 members staying? Now, if the employer is paying for them, that's not a good enough reason. But if they are paying on their own dime and they are still staying, means there is something which is magical about that club. My question to the CGD or the AD or the division directors of their respective divisions and areas, do you know the magic in each of your club? Like, for example, it's been more than what, 10 years. I've actually interacted with a club at the club level in Oman, for example. If I randomly pick a club from the dashboard live after a while and I ask you, why should I come to this club if I'm visiting Muscat or Sohar, for example? What is the magic mantra? You will tell me that this club you can find XYZ. How many of the leaders in this call can tell me that in the back of their hand or on their fingertips? That's how well you should know your clubs. Then you will not face, some kind of attrition. Create personalized renewal reminders. Don't be the boring VP membership. Is like, now I just got a mail today morning in the WhatsApp group, like, renewal time is coming. Please pay your fee of 700 by transfer to this particular account. Now I will pay because I am an international director. I'm past that stage where somebody needs to push me to pay. But the point is, can you personalize that? We haven't seen you for a while. Renewal season is coming up. Is Toastmasters still something you're considering as part of your professional development and in your life? If so, please renew. Do you have any problems in renewing? Then let us know. We can think about half yearly renewals or something like that. And bullet number 4, develop progression plans for members beyond their first year. Some of our most famous district officers, even now, I can tell you from the districts I have worked in, they were planning to quit after 1 year because they were not great speakers. Okay, because everyone cannot become table topics international and champion and all those things. And they were like, okay, where's the glory? Then we said, okay, listen, guys, there's something called leadership also. Maybe you're a capable administrator, maybe you're an amazing leader. And several, I can name at least 20 area directors and 40 division directors plus in the last 10 years who would have quit Toastmasters in the first 1 or 2 years if they had not pivoted into leadership. So figure out also whether there are some people who can make amazing leaders. Once you get into leadership, you are not going to quit your membership because you will keep on continuing, and then projects will also come side by side. So, question you need to work on homework granularly, club by club, is, do you know your existing club's renewal rate and the top reasons why members stick or why they don't renew? Think about it. I don't need an answer right now, but think about it. What are the key elements? I would say First impression, guests decide within the first 10 minutes whether they'll return or not. Sometimes I have been told, like, your club is wonderful, but I don't feel like I'll fit here because everyone is such an amazing speaker. That can be. Or sometimes I have seen like an island, one member is sitting in one corner, nobody is talking to him, nobody is going and sitting next to him. If it's a lady, it doesn't happen that way. Ladies always get some company, somebody always goes and sits next to them. I do not know why. But if you're a man, and if you're a young man or a middle-aged man or a very old man, it's the same thing. Nobody sits next to you unless you have some personality. See, Cyprian is already smiling. I know something must have happened. But the point is, ensure nobody is left alone because it's a scary thing to walk into a Toastmasters club. Meeting energy, start on time, end on time. Also, try to involve the person based on whether he or she is an extrovert or an introvert. Try to involve, give some role to everyone. And then follow up. Don't just ask for feedback at the end of the meeting. 2 days after the meeting, send a mail and try to capture a photograph with that person inside the photograph also and send the mail along with that. Why? Because the first thing they look for is their face and they will connect that to Toastmasters. Yeah, everyone's own name and their face is the sweetest thing in any language. So try to capture that. Create a balance between professionalism and friendliness. Friendliness first, professionalism will come eventually. How do you go towards value delivery? Track achievements. In one of our famous clubs, we used to have a leaderboard displayed, on the screen and a printout also taken. This is a bit old strategy. Now I've not seen many clubs using it, but the moment people used to step into the hall, when the sergeant at arms puts up that chart, there is a almost classmate classroom kind of a rivalry. Now he is on level 1, I am on level 0. Like I need to reach to him, I need to do my project. So there is a kind of healthy competition that is created. Some people get demotivated and they leave the club also because of that, because they understand they are not doing anything. They don't want to do anything and they move out. That is good. Let's reward high performance. Let's not have people who are coming only for the samosas. Pathways navigation. See, design a pathway which is customized to every member, not only the new members, every member. Have your mentors, and today you are in a wonderful period where Toastmasters mentorship can extend across borders. Like when Iron All started, we had maximum the GCC. Now you can catch mentors virtually from across the world, and you can do like 3 4 5 projects at single day also if you want to, in different countries around the world with this Zoom and all those things. Create a visual recognition system, like I was saying. Use a progress board, social media shout outs, do Instagram. When you tag Toastmasters, when you tag the member, whoever is his friend on that network, they will also see, they will also come to it. And get your lead magnet for new inquiries done very well, because 90% of the time this is also another graveyard if you don't manage it properly, that you're getting the leads, but it's hot only for 72 hours. If you don't contact, connect, convert in that time, nothing is going to happen. Call them to a demo meeting immediately and take them to your best possible club. These are the elements of growth: member profile and fit, retention, club culture, value delivery, leadership. What I want you to do is, between struggling and thriving, give a number weightage and identify your lowest score area as your priority focus for the next 90 days. Work on it. And this session is not only coming and giving you education. If you guys want to work with me personally, along with your trios, we can work together also to see what strategies are possible for each of those clubs. So how do you break it down next steps wise? This week, complete this growth scorecard. Identify your club's current renewal rate, the ones which are struggling. If they need a coach, we need to appoint a coach also. Select any one culture element to improve immediately. Now, I know what most of you all are thinking: 8 or 9 members, what culture is there? People are not coming also. So I'm like, okay, that means there is a lack of commitment culture. So first start bringing new people, get guests, get dual members, do whatever it takes. Second, survey the current members how they want to go. There's no point flogging a dead horse or near ICU horse. Might as well fold that club and pivot into a healthier club. Try to give them the member experience. Then schedule a pathways refresher session. Many people, enrollment rate is very high, but completion rate is very low. That's called getting stuck in the traffic. tunnel of pathways. You find a path moderately interesting, you start, then it's like everything is the same, it's boring, you get stuck. Develop a written membership growth plan. Write your goals, it will help you to achieve that. Implement a tracking system for progress and celebrate your wins. It's not only about individuals. At the district level, they do this very, very well because there's a formal recognition program. But as area directors, division directors, and club officers, please celebrate your individual members, individual areas, individual divisions' achievements also personally, without waiting for the DD, CGD, or PQD to make posters and celebrate on the official page. You can also celebrate it because then they will value you as a leader, as their cheerleader in their growth journey onward and forth. So yeah, that's all in terms of what I had. Now we can go for question answers time. It's yellow light, so we still have some time. I can take live questions if you have them right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM Sujith, for that enlightening and wonderful session. I'm sure our members must be jotting down their questions. I already have 2 of them. But before that, if possible, may I request our Zoom master if we could have a group photo that will allow more members to jot down their questions. May I request our Zoom master for a group photograph, please? We all are on with our smiles. May I request Zoom master to confirm if the group photo is done and we can put off our smiles then?
Can you count 1, 2, 3 so we know when to smile and when we stop smiling?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll do that. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Zoom master, for making us smile for those couple of seconds. And now we're back to our moods. Thank you once again, DTM Sujith, for that enlightening session. And we have questions pouring in. Our first question is from Toastmaster Nader, who would like to know how to increase the quality and education in the club.
Okay, quality I have understood. The education part I have not understood. So can you clarify that question a bit? When he says education in the club means, does he mean educational award achievement or something else?
May I request Toastmaster Nader to kindly clarify the question, please?
Good evening, DTM. So yet, with regards to the quality, with the education, I mean the committed people, how to implement their path and to be motivated to do their subjects.
Okay. So you mean to say how to increase effective commitment towards the program, whatever you've enrolled, and ensure quality results. Okay, got that. So you see, there is no magic formula for that. There are certain people who are self-motivated. There are certain people who are motivated by certain milestones. And there are certain people who are motivated by other people also. Like just because he is in level 4, level 5, I will also reach level 4, level 5. I need to be a DTM before that other person becomes a DTM, so on and so forth. So you need to figure out what motivates a particular person. But more than that, you need to ensure that they are in the right paths. My observation, having completed DTM in both pathways and the older program, is that unless you choose your levels properly and your projects associated with those levels properly, with a proper path that is required for you to excel, you will just, breeze through the projects without much of commitment or enjoyment. One of my other presentations, I have a system that I recommend to ensure you enjoy pathways. I call it the PPE system. Like I had developed this presentation in COVID time, and PPE was famous at that time because of personal protective equipment. But the expansion for PPE in that presentation was personal, professional, and excellence. So basically, choose paths based on what you want to improve personally in your skill sets. Choose a path. Apart from that, in something to do with your profession, if you're a salesperson, if you're a teacher like me, so something like visionary communication or presentation mastery, something like that. And then choose something for excellence. Like if you're already a humorous person, if you want to become a stand-up comedian, then choose humorously speaking or something like that, that engaging humor path or something like that. That might make sense. So use this PPE framework to see whether whatever your existing members have chosen are auguring with their roles and goals or not. And then make customized IDPs, individual development programs, called as MDPs, member development programs, where you chart the goal and ensure that every 3 months, not once in 6 months, every 3 months, the mentor mentee sits together and sees, like, are you enjoying your journey? Are you reaching where you want to reach? Is there something you're stuck with? Sometimes the club might be extremely popular, 40, 50 members in a club. You might not get a speaking slot for more than 4, 5, 6 months. Then you'll be like, okay, I'm only coming twice a year. My skills are rusted and I'm not getting a chance to be on stage. So stage time is critical. So you need to do all that math, ensure that their paths which they're choosing are as per PP and enabling them to avail their goals properly. And then eventually create role model members, because every rockstar club survives because of few beacons. All of you as leaders, you have taken up, you have stepped up. That is great. That means you have some extra element compared to the normal member. Now you guys have to create more people like you who are self motivated to ensure that the members in the clubs also get motivated, because when they see positive examples and role models, they will also get that energy. Otherwise, it's very difficult to do that. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Nathan. Vikrant, do we have any more?
Yes, we have a request from Toastmaster Abdul Salam. He has requested if he could get the slides of your workshop, of your presentation.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I have a intriguing question, sir. This concept of stay interviews, if you could please elaborate.
Okay, the stay interview is, see, usually what we do an exit interview when the member leaves the club. That is in a way a non-productive exercise, because anyway he is going to leave. If he or she has decided, it's like, you anyway don't like me, why do you hate me? That's what you're asking in the exit interview. Nothing productive is going to come out of that. Rather than that, do the stay interview. Like, if you have a member in your club, if your club has been around for 10, 15 years, you have a member who has been around for 15 years, conduct an interview with that person and ask him, like, why are you still staying for 15 years? What new value is this particular club giving you? And then chronicle that into a 2-minute Instagram short or a video or something like that, or even a poster, and share those stories. Because when people see people giving testimonials, ordinary people like them giving testimonials, they'll be like, okay, I respect that person very much. Like, for example, Cyprian, I've known him for the last 25 years. If Cyprian says something, I know that it comes with a lot of gravitas and a lot of experience. So if he says, this club is really good and I have been a part of this club for the last 15 years, I know that club is worth my time. You don't know it, but to get people into your clubs, you don't need any fancy influencers. Sometimes they are just the ordinary people who you are working with, or who are your neighbors and who do not look very handsome or sexy. Sorry, Cyprian, you are very handsome. But still, I can tell you, it can be ordinary people that we know. And we don't need any exceptional people to give us endorsements. It's about social proof. So that's what I meant by the stay interview, Vikrant.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for clarifying. I really found it interesting, because normally we have heard only of exit interviews. The stay interviews are really a path-breaking one. We have another question from Toastmaster Gaurav, who says, there was a talk of member interest survey. Can this be shared in the group?
Okay. I have an old form of the member interest survey, but I think Surya will be having also the latest version of it. Surya, if you don't have, I will share it with you. No problem.
All right.
It's a basic form that Toastmasters International has on the website. I would suggest you customize it. If your club has some unique requirements, you can customize the fields also on that. It's basically like an appraisal. Like, you have paid for the membership, you are evaluating the club as a product and the members as stakeholders. How do you like our overall product after 6 months? Is it meeting your goals? If not, can we do something else? Because sometimes, I don't know whether you have faced this phenomena, but one member will be so high achieving that he quickly outpaces and outshines the club. Maybe he wants to become a world champion of public speaking, for example, and nobody in that club has that experience. So what do? Refer him to somewhere outside the network where he can get the best training and the best honing and the best coaching. How will you know that he nurtures such a desire? Only if he fills that interest form. Many world champions, at least 6 or 7 of them who I know personally, their clubs discovered that they want to be a world champion and they have it in them to be a world champion because of this member interest survey. They wrote in that survey that I want to be a world champion 5 years from now. Now, 100 people write that, only 10 people reach there. But what if the next world champion is hiding in your club and you don't know about him or her because you never took that survey? I'm not saying world championship is the end of it. Some people might want to be an international director. Some people might want to be the international president. Mm, some people want to be a DTM or a district director or whatever. Find their dreams, map their goals, help them to achieve it. So that's what the form can help you. I'm happy to send the form in case Surya doesn't have it. I must be having it somewhere in one of the folders. And I'll send you the presentation also. No problem.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure this would have hopefully answered the question of Toastmaster Gaurav. We have a hand raised from Toastmaster Venkataraman. May I request him to voice his question, please? Over to you, Toastmaster Venkataraman.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Sujith. Like every married couple, newly married man or married couple, out of enthusiasm, after becoming the VP, yeah. So I started inviting my colleagues, and everybody has shown interest. And then in the last moment, they fizzled out. How should I perceive it? Is it because of, each one gave their own reason, lack of time, family thing, and other thing. How should I perceive it? Is it a lack of conviction on me, on my this one ability, or they lack the purpose?
See, there are two
Or
reasons, Venkat.
yeah,
I'm sorry, did you finish your question? Did I
no,
cut you in between?
means is it appropriate on my part to keep following with them, or how should I deal with such cases? I don't want to be, like doing sales job, being a colleague. I don't want to be an embarrassment at the end of the day. I don't know how to proceed, in such cases.
Okay, so Venkat, and for everybody in the room, we Toastmasters are a unique breed of people. We have this evangelistic fervor, that we have discovered Toastmasters, it has changed our life. Let us change 10 other people's life, then only I will be peaceful. Not necessary
Yeah.
that our definition of peaceful gives them peace. Many times, Venkat, and don't go and tell them this, but many times the reason they jump coming for the meeting is because they're scared. They are scared because they know, okay, if I come there, then there will be table topics or something like this. I will be put on the spot and then I will not be able to perform. Maybe I am Venkat's boss, but if I cut a sorry figure, then tomorrow morning when he sees my face, he'll be like, boss, you can't even speak. So they want to save that embarrassment. That's why they don't come. That's one reason. The other reason is, and that is the reason you can probably work on more, is they don't see the value in terms of, if this is my bar time when I go and have 2 drinks in the pub, I don't see speaking as something more enjoyable and relaxing than that. It is probably a more stressful activity for me and come and present in front of 100 people. I'm not encouraging alcoholism. Me, for one, I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink. But I'm just saying, for example, if that is the time that I spend with family, if I jump and I leave my wife alone to take care of the kids, when I come back, I may have more serious consequences than attending a Toastmaster meeting. So that is another thing. There is also another thing of physical exhaustion because most of the Toastmasters meetings are held in the evening. After a hard day's work, coming there, I'm not in the best of my brain and full of my energy. then coming again and spending 2 hours over there, especially if it's not a corporate club and I have to drive at least 30-40 minutes to get to the venue. So different people's priorities are different. Like what I would suggest, Venkat, is follow up maximum of 3 times, then leave them alone. Because by the third follow up, if they have not said yes at least once, they either lack courtesy and love and affection towards you, or they lack courtesy and love and affection towards the organization, in which case they should not be a member at all, or they don't really respect the value of an invitation. So whatever the case may be, 3 follow-ups. Eventually, it's like, you say about some girl that you like, no? If you really love them, set them free. If they are meant to be, they will come back to you. So follow that principle, they will come back. So it's sort of like
Okay,
we tell
okay,
about
thank you.
girlfriends who we broke up with. If they are meant to come back to you, they definitely will. Don't worry about them.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Venkat.
May I now quickly request DTM Rajendra Verma to please share his question?
Thank you, Vikrant, and really pleased. Sujith, how are you?
Hi, all well, all well.
Yeah, it really recalls, the time when we compete against each other in a team topic contest way back, so many years back. But anyway, my question to you today is on the pathways. I don't know if it is really a part of this discussion or not, but probably since you are an international director, you have your views on this. Is this the best system that we have inherited by discarding our competent communication manual that we had? The reason I ask this is there are quite some lacunae which I very apparently feel, I'm sure you feel too, where you repeat some projects time and again and things like that. Is there anything happening on this? I think a lot of people have voiced this earlier. There's something circulating even in Oman today, on the redundancy on several things or pathways. Is there something happening here, Sujit? I'll be grateful to get update.
So, what I know and what I can tell you at this point of time without, breaking anything in terms of confidentiality or other rules is that the Pathways curriculum has been reviewed in the past, even before the time I've been on the board. These particular lacunae have been very aggressively contested by the members of the board, and we have taken various pilots and all those kind of things and taken member voice into account as well. And I believe the learning and development team last of in March when I met them in Denver is working on some stuff. But the problem is the reason why it's slow is these things require 2 things. One, they require instructional design resources. Number 2, they require software overhauls. The first part is easy. That's doable by the people at WHQ and it's simple. But the software part usually is given to a vendor and it's frightfully expensive. Right now, with the way our resources are going in terms of revenues, because membership is down throughout the world, we can't actually count on any other sort of funds because doing that will probably jeopardize our non-profit status also. So we are waiting for more club growth and more membership growth so we get the money, because as of now several of those ideas are on the execution board. It has gone from the board to the design team and the curriculum development team at WHQ. Even certain new paths are being thought about, certain new modules are being thought about, certain new things for corporate clubs are being thought about in terms of how we can customize the content to that and all that. So I do not know personally when it will see the light of the day, but definitely these ideas have been in my knowledge at least in discussion for the last 2.5 to 3 years. But now we are not discussing much about it because we don't have the money. Even if we try to discuss, let the money come in and then we will roll out one by one whatever is low hanging fruit possible in terms of member satisfaction, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, these are on the table. If you ask me whether they're being considered, yes, they've been heard. They've been worked on. Why we are not seeing the sunrise yet is money is not there yet at this point in time.
Appreciate your really appreciate it. And I only hope something comes out as soon as possible.
Yeah, I hope we get a lot of members
so
and a lot of money and we can do whatever we want with all the programs. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. With the red timer sign signal on, may I have the privilege of having the last one quick question? Okay, so may I request Toastmaster Muhammad Shamil to voice his question, please?
Hi, Sujith. Good evening. My question is a continuation to Venkatraman's question, where I have a couple of colleagues who are already international speakers, and when I want to engage with my club and join as a member, how do I convince them or uh, tell them about the club and interact with them and convince them?
So when you say they're already international speakers, what do they do for a living? Are they professional paid speakers? This is their full-time job or what?
No, they are they do technical as a technical speaker. They speak in the international platform, international
Okay.
forums and summits.
Okay. So simple question. What do you think they will gain from coming to Toastmasters?
Uh, as a VP in my club, I just want them to just let's say give back to the main focus is in our club to build confident speakers and future leaders. Okay, so when I have colleagues like who are already exposed to such level, I want them to give back as a friendly, in a friendly nature.
Okay. Okay. So then the strategy should be, Shamil, is that you should invite them for education sessions or some kind of expositions where they can share knowledge on a topic which is technically relevant to them as well as conceptually relevant to the ordinary member also. Like,
Yes.
for example, if they are speakers on HSE or some kind of turbine or some kind of boiler plant mechanics, that may not be interesting to me because I have no connection to that. But
Mhm.
what can they do in ensuring that their technical knowledge can be disseminated to a non-technical audience? Ask them to
Mm.
teach the normal members that skill. And I can tell you with 100% confidence, you give somebody a platform and you give them importance and you make them feel like a million dollars and make sure the VP membership goes with a form to them. Low level strategy of this is ensuring the guest wins the table topics. Higher level strategy of this is ensuring that expert comes there and the audience reacts in such a way that they have transformed my life, and immediately that person will sign up. Because nowadays love, affection, touch, attention, these four things are lacking around in the world.
Mm.
So love and affection and touch, I don't know how you are going to give him in the club, but at least if you can give him attention, he will join, that is for sure. So ensure that these four things, love, affection,
And
touch,
yeah, just
attention.
this addition to this question, as a
Yeah.
gift, can I sponsor his membership?
Well, you can be
Is
a
it a good
member
idea?
sponsor. There is nothing wrong with that. There is no harm. But I would suggest against doing that because education should be earned. If you
Mm.
sponsor something for somebody, they won't feel the value. It's like a gym membership that my wife
Okay.
bought me 1 year ago. I haven't stepped into the gym.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
Like, had I paid money for that, at least I would have gone like 2, 3 times. As a
Yes,
result
agree.
of that, I was supposed to have 6 packs. Now I am having only family pack. So,
Yeah.
so ensure that they pay for it. They will be more serious.
Yeah. Thanks for your wonderful insight.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM Sujit. Normally, we feel panic when we see red sign on, but today it was heartening to see the red sign on and the series of questions still rolling on, which shows that all our members was too excited and wanted to learn more and more out of this growth session. With that, may I request everyone to please put our hands together for this wonderful workshop conducted by DTM Sujit. And with that, I would like to hand it over back to our Club Growth Director, DTM Suryakant. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Vikrant. I was happy that our audience, they were actually trying to understand everything from our esteemed trainer, DTM Sujit. And probably that has taken some of my time. But in Toastmasters, we always appreciate the efforts in sharing the knowledge. And as we stand here right now, I would first like to acknowledge that our district trio of last year, they had, and the district XCOM, they had done so exceptionally well that District 105 has built a power of President Distinguished District. Now, once we have that strength, now it's our turn to repeat or probably do better this year. And that's the reason we conducted this first session of, that is, quality membership growth. That this year we don't want just to achieve a recognition, but we want to achieve with more clubs having good membership strength of 20, because that way we can expand the benefits of this program to more members, more guests, and that is the true value which we can give to the society. So thank you so much, DTM Sujith, for sharing your expertise and the discussions, what we did. I have shared the Google form in the chat. I request all the participants to give your feedback. DTM Sujith has said that you should share a feedback form after 2 days. But I want, at least we can have that introspection on ourselves, that where do we stand and how do we want our club to look at. So definitely CGD team will help you, because we want to see district, all the clubs achieving excellence, all the members shining, and District 105 achieving President Distinguished or Smedley Distinguished District this year. So let's work together. We will compete when it comes to competition, but we will collaborate more to achieve excellence. I would like to thank certain members who actually made this possible. So, so please help me appreciate our trainer, International Press Director, DTM Sujith Sukumaran, for spending his time, investing his knowledge and time in District 105 leaders, and we will definitely try to make it happen this year. Please accept our appreciation certificate, sir. The role players who supported us in conducting this workshop, our Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Vikrant Handa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Our Q&A moderator and Sergeant at Arms, DTM Abida Akhtar. And the one who made this meeting smooth without any technical issues. Let's appreciate efforts of our Zoom Master, Toastmaster Krishna.
Thank you.
I would also like to thank all the members of District 105 who are present here, and our District Director, DTM Cyprian Misquith, and Program Quality Director, DTM Ramanujam, for their presence. I hope we will take the learning lessons from this workshop, and we will see that we'll work together and implement all the strategies, tools, and techniques which are available on Toastmasters website. But most importantly, as our trainer has said, we need to interact with each other. We need to have conversations with each other. We can ask several questions, we can find problems, we can find issues, but definitely we will find solutions to make District 105 Smedley Distinguished District, because our goal is together we soar. And with this, I conclude today's workshop. Thank you so much.